Welcome. I'm going to be showing you how you can record expenses using ZohoBooks. So expenses you make for your business, you can record them in ZohoBooks. So right now I'm in my ZohoBooks dashboard, and to record an expense, you're going to come over here to purchases because you made a purchase for your business and you click on expenses. So as you can see here is dry and empty because it's a new account. We're going to come over here and click on new to record an expense. And then you're going to go ahead and give details of your expense. So the first thing you're going to do is to choose your expense account. So what was the expense for? Did you make a purchase on behalf of a customer? Did you purchase something that you use to deliver a product or service to a customer, to manufacture a product for a customer? If yes, then it falls under cost of goods sold. Is it an expense for marketing? Did you spend money to run ads and so on? Then it's an advertising and marketing expense. So you can run through the categories available, or you can create an expense of your own through the chart of accounts under accountant. You can watch the video that talks about that. I'm going to link it here. And then what you want to do now is just choose your expense category. Let's go with advertising and marketing. So let's say I spent 20,000 naira to run ads. You're going to choose the bank account you paid for it from. So was it from which of the banks you have available did you use to pay for this expense? Let me choose the second one. And then you're going to choose the vendor. Who did you pay for this expense, right? So who collected your money? You're going to click on it and you can create a new vendor, right? So let's do that quickly. So to create a vendor, you're going to put your primary contact. If you have someone who you relate with, who is assigned to your business, you put the details there. You can also put the company name. So let's say it's a Facebook ad I ran. The company name is Meta. And then the vendor display name will be Meta as well. If you have their email, phone number, you can put that there. And then you just scroll down till the end and you click on save. Good. So Meta is showing now as the vendor we paid. You can put the reference code if it's relevant to the expense, and then you can add a note. So I would say payment for Instagram ads. Good. Now, if the expense you made was on behalf of a customer, you can tag that customer here. And I'll show you that in our second example on how to create an expense. Now, once you're done doing this, just scroll down to the end and you'll be able to click on save. So let me do that quickly. Good. So you can see it here, save. Let's do that. Perfect. So our expense has been recorded now. But now I want to show you for when you make an expense on behalf of a customer. So we are going to click on new. And this time we are going to choose our expense account as cost of goods sold because we are making this expense on behalf of a customer. So the amount spent was 8,500 and it was paid through Access Bank. Let's say that's where it was paid through. Now for your vendor, if you have someone where that supplies you raw materials or ingredients or whatever it is you're using on behalf of the customer, you can go ahead and record it here. And then you're going to put the reference number, you're going to add a note. So let's say this was purchase of attachment / hair extensions for Lily to braid. So you would give details of what the transaction was for. Exactly, right? Now, once you're done doing that, you're going to add the customer you made this expense for. So let me click and search for Lily. And let's just give it a moment for that option to come up. So we can see Lily here. We're going to click on it. And then you can save it. Now, when you add a customer, you can mark an expense as billable or not. So if you mark this expense as billable, it means that when you're creating an invoice for this customer later on, they will show you the expense and you can add it to that invoice. But if you're not going to be doing that, if maybe the customer has already paid for you to purchase this product, you don't need to mark it as billable if you're not going to be creating an invoice. So now we're going to go ahead and save this, and we will have our second expense recorded. So now we've recorded 2 expenses. Let's go over to our dashboard and see how this shows up. So let's wait for it to load completely. Of course, under total receivables and total payables, there's not going to be anything there because we are not owing anybody and nobody is owing us. Now, under cash flow, you can see incoming and outgoing specifically has changed, and our bank balance has reduced. And now we have activity in our under expenses. So under income and expense, we've earned 25,000 naira this month, and we've spent 28,550. So we can automatically see that for this month, we're already running at a loss. We've spent more than the income that has come in. If we look at our top expenses here, it's showing that 20,000 has gone towards advertising and marketing, and then 8,005 has gone towards cost of goods sold. So you see how you can easily see where your money is coming from, where your money is going, your current standing, if you're running at a loss for the month, and so on. And it's also showing you here total income, 25,000, and total expenses, 28,550. Now, remember that we recorded an expense for Lily, a customer. I want to show you how you can see that expense under that customer portal. So to do this, we are going to come over to sales, and then you see customers. We're going to click on that. And it's showing us Lily. So let's click on Lily and open up her customer portal. Good. Now, when you open up a portal for a customer, you can go ahead and click on transactions. Now, under transactions for each customer, you'll be able to see how many invoices are here, anyone that's due. You'll be able to see customer payments that you've received from this customer, and so on. So let's scroll down to expenses and open this up. So let's just wait for it to open up. And you would see that it has recorded this expense of 85 under Lily's profile. So anytime you make an expense for a customer, anytime you receive a payment and all that, always ensure that you match it up to the right customer. So you'll be able to see how much money has come in from that customer, how much has been spent on that customer, and so on. And it just helps you track your income, your expenses, and so on from each customer. So this is how you can record expenses made in your business, and you can track it as well to really see what's happening, where your money is going, and so on. If you found this helpful, you're going to find this entire playlist where I break down how to use ZohoBooks, really helpful to you as well. So you can click on it and start watching the other videos in it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.